Dear Maybelline, my wife and love, for whom the line I tow, if this letter reaches you, know I won't be coming home. When last I wrote from Frisco Bay we harbored no concern, but for the ship and crew it seems things took a nasty turn. If any of the crew escaped our fey and fearsome foe, to find a way to shore again I do not rightly know. But if my end is met ere long, with none to my avail, then let this note here testify our inauspicious tale. We sailed from Frisco's Barbary coast in November '54, homeward bound past Lima town, thence to swing around Cape Horn. Our ship was named the Flying J, a clipper long and lean, a faster ship that drew as much, my love, you've never seen. We reached the Horn in 13 days, then reefed the spanker sail, mainsail, forecourse, and mizzen as the wind roared to a gale. In screaming wind and driving sleet we struck the forestaysail, while waves as tall as castles swallowed up the starboard rail. The sea ran high, the deck foamed white, and sailor blood ran cold. Tossed hapless towards the craggy shore, our vessel pitched and rolled. The bowsprit, thick with hoarfrost, broke the whitecaps like a knife. But one wave hit us broadside, the lookout lost his life. The tortured sea foamed milky like a boiling witch's brew. Once clear of dashing on the rocks, we hove the clipper to. The timbers shook, the vessel groaned, tossed through a blinding spray, till yet the storm grew quiet, and we fast were on our way. As north we hauled, we made repairs to damaged stays and cord, and mourned the loss of 2 young men who'd been swept overboard. The danger in a storm, it's true, was known by every man, but in the ill Sargasso Sea, our vessel's end began. At 30 north by 60 west, a score of hours passed, sails hanging limp at 0 knots. The sea was calm as glass. The compass danced, and fog obscured most everything in sight, till none could shoot a sextant, nor discern the day from night. On first dog watch, the second night, the lookout first did spy a floating mat of yellow weeds abeam the starboard side. Sargassum, thick and tangled in a mat a half-league wide. There was no way to steer around, although the skipper tried. Sargassum soon ensnared the ship, as like you've never seen. No saws, nor nets, nor spar poles could free her from the weeds. The more we tried, the more entrenched she set into the mire, trapped in a carpet drifting with the current of the gyre. From Gambia to Trinidad, Atlantic currents churn, then Halifax to Portugal, all in a clockwise turn. So thus these weeds that held our ship for 7 days or more now brought us, bound and helpless, right into the vortex core. Among the sailors on that ship, there hardly was a doubt as to the haunted nature of that middle passage route. 2 centuries of avarice and evil left unchecked, and revenant spirits, million strong, with due to collect. As we drew near, more drifting mats appeared from all around, and derelicts among the weeds and sundry did abound. The shipwrecks in that graveyard all were wonders to behold, galleons and man-of-wars and barks weighed down low with gold. Their hulls were cracked, their rigging sagged, their decks in disrepair, and ragged shreds of sail hung limp in gloomy stagnant air. The skipper stood upon the deck and unto us did say, "It takes more than a mat of weeds to stop the Flying J." Doubling our efforts, we swung our axes at the raft, working day and night from dory boats, cutting out the path, till after days of toil and sweat, to chop a narrow way, a channel ran from open sea up to the Flying J. Our irksome challenge finished now, we steered her through the fog, while merrily the gang did shout and pass around the grog. Cheers rang out, old songs were sung, no cruise was yet as sweet, till every soul was silenced by a thundering from beneath. From placid calm the sea below our decks began to roil, and rose until the churning waters frothed a milky boil, when in a blink 12 slimy arms came shooting from the blue, and wrapped themselves across the hull and rent our ship in 2. I heard the captain shouting, and saw 7 sailors drown as timbers snapped and buckled, while the deck plunged sharply down. Betwixt the wreck's 2 halves, 100-fold the ocean seethed, and from the foam gaped wide a maw of arching ivory teeth. No sooner There from the forecourse yard, the Kraken's jaws I spied. The foremast snapped and bucked me full careening off the side. The swirling water swallowed me and tossed me all about. It filled my nose with salt before it ripely knocked me out. As if in a dream, I saw beneath a nightmare from the deep. A mountain high of stiff drowned bodies piled in a heap. Slaves and slavers, merchants, whalers, all swallowed by the wrath of that e'er unforgiving exploitative crossroads path. Descending nearer to the mound, I thought that I did hear a booming, dismal shanty chorus beckoning me near. In dream I kicked in fury towards the air and sun and shore, till, broken and exhausted, I resolved to sink once more. When I awoke, I found the soul was soft beneath my feet, and heard the booming rhythm of 3 hearts in steady beat. My eyes saw naught but blackness to the north, west, south, or east, for I alone now tarried in the belly of the beast. And it is here I write to you, on paper torn and damp, I found among the flotsam with a rusted oil lamp. Don't wait for me, my Maybelline, my one who I adore, for never will I see again Virginia's sandy shore. Remember me, but find yourself another one to wed, and raise a happy family long after I am dead. Don't look for men who always roam around and work away, but find someone who'll stay in town to be your fiancé. And if this note should surface, years or even ages hence, I'll hearken now this final claim I give with my 2 cents. If you bemoan that family and loved ones all should mourn, don't sign aboard a clipper ship that's bound around Cape Horn.